Have you ever looked at a high-end spa menu and just wondered, could I recreate this exact experience in my spare bedroom or, my basement?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the idea of having a personal spa is a huge draw for people right now.
Right. But then you actually start researching home wellness tech, and suddenly you are just drowning in spec sheets and EMF ratings and debates about confusing wood types.
Yeah, it goes from relaxing to incredibly stressful very quickly.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is to look at our source material today, which is a comprehensive review of the Dynamic Bellevue 3-person FAR Infrared Sauna.
Right, a very popular model.
Yeah, and the goal here is to really just cut through all that marketing jargon. We want to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge to help you decide if, bringing the spa home is genuinely worth the investment and the effort.
Because there is definitely some effort involved, as we'll see.
Oh, for sure. Okay, let's unpack this, because before we get into the physical, wooden box itself, we have to understand the engine that's driving it.
Yes, the heating technology.
Right. So why is this called a FAR Infrared Sauna, and how does that actually change the experience?
Well, it changes everything, really. So if you think about traditional steam saunas, the ones you usually see at the gym, they heat the air in the room.
Right, and they get insanely hot, 160 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit?
Exactly. But IFAR infrared is totally different. It uses light waves, specifically in the far end of the infrared spectrum, and those waves are absorbed directly by your body.
So it's not heating the air?
Not primarily, no. The Dynamic Bellevue actually runs at a much lower ambient temperature, capping out at around 140 degrees.
Wow, that's a massive difference. So is it fair to say traditional saunas are like sitting in a hot oven, while FAR infrared is more like stepping into direct sunlight on a crisp day where the sun warms your skin directly?
That is a perfect analogy, actually, yes. And because those infrared waves penetrate your muscle tissue deeply, you end up sweating just as much, if not more, than in a traditional sauna.
But what does this lower temperature mean for the actual physical experience, for the person sitting inside?
Well, it makes the sessions so much more tolerable for longer periods. You aren't gasping for breath in 200-degree air, so your heart rate doesn't spike as aggressively.
That makes a lot of sense. You can actually relax.
Right. And to deliver that heat, this model uses 7 low EMF carbon tech FRR heat emitters.
And carbon is better than the older ceramic ones, right?
Much better. Old ceramic rod heaters were notorious for creating these extreme hot and cold spots. The carbon panels are large and flat, so they ensure a really even, consistent heat distribution.
Nice. No freezing toes while your shoulders are burning.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is they actually built a specific foot reflexology heater right into the floor to target the soles of your feet.
Oh, wow. I feel like the feet are usually totally neglected in standard setups.
They absolutely are. But the soles of your feet are incredibly sensitive to heat, so warming them up directly helps elevate your core temperature much faster.
That's super smart. Okay, so we understand how it heats up, but let's talk about the cabin itself. What is this thing actually made of?
Right, because the design dictates whether this looks like a luxurious wellness retreat or just, a wooden shipping crate sitting in your house.
Yeah, and the source material goes heavy on the construction details. It's built from 100% natural reforested Canadian hemlock.
Which is a very deliberate choice by the manufacturer.
Is it? Because I always wonder about that. Is emphasizing Canadian hemlock just fancy marketing jargon? Or does the wood type actually matter when you're, sweating inside a 140-degree box?
Oh, it absolutely matters. I mean, Canadian hemlock is an incredibly stable softwood. It resists warping and cracking under extreme temperature changes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And more importantly, it is naturally antimicrobial.
Oh, right, because you're putting a lot of sweat and moisture into this thing daily.
Exactly. In a high heat, high moisture environment, antimicrobial properties aren't just buzzwords, they literally dictate the lifespan of the product. It slows down bacteria and mold growth naturally.
And the source notes the manufacturer promises there are no mixed lower-grade foreign woods used, which I guess addresses the off-gassing fears.
Yeah, that's a huge concern for buyers. You don't want cheap glues heating up and releasing toxic fumes while you're trying to detox.
Yeah, kind of defeats the purpose.
Completely. And beyond the wood type, the walls of the Bellevue are actually 40% thicker than competing brands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How thick are we talking?
They use 6mm planks with a 1.75-inch inner frame.
Wow, so it's beefy.
Very. And that directly translates to better energy efficiency. It retains the heat so much better, which obviously lowers your electricity use.
That's a nice bonus.
Oh.
And aesthetically, it sounds pretty nice, too. It's got a clear tempered glass door, 2 full-length side windows, so you aren't feeling claustrophobic.
Right, visibility is key.
And it also has this interior LED chromotherapy, or color light therapy.
Yeah, the chromotherapy is a really interesting feature. The National Library of Medicine actually suggests that color light therapy can support relaxation.
Like different colors put you in different moods.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a complementary tool, not a medical treatment, but it really adds to the overall spa ambiance.
Okay, so it looks beautiful, it heats efficiently, but we need a reality check here.
We do.
What is the actual catch to bringing a 315-pound, 6-foot-tall wooden cabin into your house?
Well, there are a few hurdles for sure. Let's start with the pros of the logistics, though.
Okay, hit me with the good news first.
Assembly is surprisingly straightforward. Most people can do it in about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Wait, really? For a whole cabin?
Yeah, you just need 2 or 3 people, a standard Phillips screwdriver, and a ladder. It's designed to clasp together pretty easily.
Okay, that's not bad at all. And it comes with a 5-year limited warranty. Plus, it's ETL and CETL certified for safety.
Right, which is crucial for electrical hardware. Oh, and it has Bluetooth audio with 2 built-in speakers.
Nice. But let's talk about the cons. It takes 30 to 40 minutes to fully heat up, right?
Yeah, it's not instant. You have to plan ahead.
And there's no smartphone app to start it remotely. So if you're on your way home from work, you can't just tell it to preheat.
Sadly, no. You have to physically use the control panels. And reviewers also noted the MP3 auxiliary input feels completely outdated.
Yeah, who's using an O cable in a sauna these days? But here's where it gets really interesting, at least to me. Even without an app, they did include dual control panels, right? One inside and one outside.
Yes, and that's actually a great workaround for that 40-minute heat-up time.
Yeah, you can just walk by, hit the exterior panel, and go make dinner without having to open the door and let the cold air in.
Exactly. But we have to talk about the big hurdle, the absolute biggest obstacle for anyone buying this.
The electrical requirements.
Yes. This unit requires a dedicated 120-volt, 20 amp circuit.
Meaning, you cannot just plug this into a standard household wall outlet.
Absolutely not. If you try, you will create a serious safety hazard or just constantly trip your breakers.
So budgeting for a licensed electrician to come out is basically mandatory.
It really is. And this raises an important question for you, the listener. Are you prepared for the hidden installation costs before the sauna even arrives at your house?
That is something you have to factor into the price, and you also have to factor in the space. It's strictly for indoor use, so basements, home gyms, spare rooms.
Right. And while the exterior is 6 feet 3 inches high, the interior height is only 5 feet 8 inches.
Oh, wow. So taller users definitely have to duck to get inside.
Yeah, you'll be sitting down once you're in there, but getting in requires a bit of maneuvering if you're tall.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What about EMFs? Electromagnetic fields are always a big concern with infrared saunas.
The Bellevue actually has an EMF rating of 8, which is considered low.
And the World Health Organization notes that while more research is needed on long-term, low-level EMF, this rating falls within ranges considered safe for everyday household appliances.
Exactly. It's very comparable to other things you already have in your home.
Okay, so we've looked at the specs, the hurdles, the electrical drama. What happens when actual people put this thing in their homes?
Let's look at the customer feedback because it tells a pretty compelling story.
Yeah, across 169 reviews on Wayfair, it holds a 4.8 out of 5 stars.
Which is incredibly high for a piece of heavy machinery. Plus, Wayfair offers a 30-day return window, which gives buyers some peace of mind.
So what are the positives? I know reviewers like Michael and Krista mentioned they love it as a daily wind-down alternative to actually going out to a spa.
Yeah, the convenience factor is huge for people. And remember that height issue we mentioned?
Yeah, the 5'8" interior.
Right. Well, a reviewer named Jace, who is 6'3" and from Texas, said he actually sits very comfortably inside despite the limit.
Oh, that's reassuring.
He also loved the instant Bluetooth connection. And, interestingly, he noted a drop in his blood pressure after using it regularly.
Wow. We should definitely add the caveat from the source material, though the Mayo Clinic explicitly says you need to consult a doctor for health results, and individual results will vary wildly.
100%. It's a wellness tool, not a prescribed medical device. Always talk to your doctor.
Right. Another reviewer, Raja, pointed out that it heats fast and seats 2 people comfortably, which brings up the 3-person myth.
Yes, it is heavily marketed as a 3-person sauna.
But the reviews say otherwise.
Basically, yes. I mean, you technically could fit 3 people, but it works much, much better for couples or small families. Squeezing 3 adults in there is going to be tight.
Yeah, nobody wants to be shoulder to shoulder when they're pouring sweat.
Exactly.
So what about the criticisms? Amber lamented the lack of remote start app, which we discussed, and Omar hated the old O cable.
Yeah, convenience issues mostly.
But there was an anonymous review from a 125-pound user who said a floor slat actually broke in their first week.
Yeah, that's definitely a manufacturing fluke.
So how do we weigh a 4.8-star rating against the fact that someone's floor slat broke during week 1?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really interesting. Even that reviewer who had the broken slat still gave the sauna 5 stars.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because everything else, the heat, the relaxation, the build quality of the rest of the cabin worked perfectly for them. The feedback pattern shows that buyers who accept the technological limits, like no app or needing an electrician, are overwhelmingly satisfied with the core functionality.
That says a lot about how good the actual heat experience must be.
It really does.
So who is this actually for?
It is for people creating a dedicated indoor home wellness space who want regular infrared sessions, who are perfectly happy maxing out at 140 degrees, and crucially, who are willing to hire an electrician.
If that sounds like you, then to summarize, the Dynamic Bellevue FAR Infrared Sauna really does deliver a spa-quality experience right at home.
As long as you have the space and the proper electrical setup.
Exactly. You get that deep tissue heat from the 7 carbon emitters, you get the beautiful antimicrobial hemlock construction, and it's backed by some really strong customer satisfaction.
It's a solid piece of hardware.
Now listen, if you are ready to upgrade your home wellness routine, you can buy the Dynamic Bellevue sauna right now by clicking the link in the description below.
Definitely check it out if you're in the market.
But before we sign off, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder based on everything we've talked about today.
Oh, I like these. What do you have?
Well, if the home is increasingly becoming our gym, our office, and now our spa, what happens to our traditional concepts of going out to relax? Are we mastering self-care, or are we just building more and more luxurious personal islands?
That is a fascinating question. It really makes you think about how home tech is changing our social habits.
Doesn't it? Something to think about during your next home sauna session. But that is all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.